What's up? Here for part two. I know that I said I was gonna have this up and running in anti-gravity next time I came. Seems like it's gonna be easier to get the basic projects started up, and then figure out this agentic stuff. So we're just keeping it with the regular workflow. So I gave Claude that research document. Well, I think last we left, I had it figured out. I needed to create a handoff document, which you see here. Let's give it a project context, all this stuff. And then I just had Claude, my regular single agent, build all this. I immediately see a problem. We're going to need to change these names for the acts. No big deal. It's just populating it with data I didn't have to figure out yet. The other thing that's kind of complicated with this is I had to get it connected. I have a secondary machine now that I'm hosting Postgres databases on, which is kind of the more industry way of doing that. So, I had to figure all that out. So, I actually haven't looked at this yet, and I was hoping that you would get a little bit of the excitement with me, or maybe capture some of my excitement seeing this for the first time. But all the talking to it about planning, you already saw all that in that first video, so nothing else has been added on styling, so we'll see what this ends up looking like. And this did this a little bit ago, so I might need to refresh this. Not AT&T. All right, we've got an error. So the way that I'll usually do this web dev testing is, I can't really do this with my other UI testing. I can, but there's this testing software called Playwright that is really good at figuring out some of this basic stuff. Like page isn't loading, and there's just like a lot of back and forth because there's a lot of broken things because you just started it. Like this is a TurboPack issue. I don't even know what that is, but this is just kind of how .NET, or not .NET, Node development, I guess .NET too. But any sort of development, like every time you're starting up, there's like updates from the last time you did it, or there's a bunch of little tweaks you have to do when you initially do the setup. Like it never works perfectly for every machine, but it can work on every machine. So this stuff here is always such a pain in the ass in usual dev work. Anytime I've tried to do like personal project before using AI coding, this is where I get lost because there's these little things and you got to go back and forth and it's super tedious and it's supposed to work the first time and it just doesn't work the first time ever. It just never does. Um, so it's really nice that Claude can just take care of this. But anyway, I was talking about Playwright. I use Playwright for testing web apps in particular. It's really good at it. It can like click through stuff. It can open up the page and immediately read logs. So like I'm gonna do this basic debugging here by talking back and forth with it, hopefully until I can see the basic page. Hopefully it won't take me that long. Um, but if I can't, I will install the Playwright stuff. I just like to keep that separate from this initial commit if I can. We will see. Looks like Claude is trying to disable TurboPack, and that seems to be working. Ayo, okay. So basic, we're gonna have to change up the styling. I want it to have like main page, probably just be the whole page be a grid, and then you can go click on the grid. I don't know, I'll do some research about what I want this to look like, but let's see if I can do this with an actual video. Because I already have my, you know what I should do? We'll just use this as an excuse. This is a website that my dad put together a while ago that all the content on here is from my dad, but okay, so I know that I have juggling on there, so we will grab my juggling act from 2018. I just want to go to this link. What if we just... So we're trying to play this in a YouTube player. I just want to go to YouTube. Well, let's get really complicated with it. And we will inspect. I'm totally botching this right now. Let's just go to the page. And I'll do it in my Chrome. Whoops. I think that's messed up because I'm on VPN potentially. Perfect. Here's a juggling video. Okay, so we have the URL. This is from 2016. Wow, freshman year. Crazy. Okay, so we've got to go back here. What was the year again? So I'll just call this Juggling 2016. What is Sam's fucking name? Well, we will not put usernames because I cannot remember Sam's last name right now, and we will just say, well, let's just figure this out. How, Sam, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry that I am not remembering your last name. Um, just a moment here. It's moments like these where I question if I should just put these into YouTube Raw. But you know what? Alright, Joey, you're almost there. Last chance to remember it. Sam. Sam Ross. Duh. Sam, I'm so sorry. I will now tell you all one of my favorite things about Sam. Uh, for my first year in circus, we were called Club Jugs because we were juggling. And we got each other jug themed things, but we were cowboys, so Sam got me cowboy boot shot glass. A nice little, and a bigger cowboy boot sort of glass cup, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, shout out to you, Sam. Sorry I forgot your name. Let's see if this works. It does not. Alright, well, just wanted to put this update out there. Pretty funny that most of the video, how long of this video do you think was that? Yeah, probably like 4 minutes. Half this video is me forgetting Sam's name. But that's just the way it goes, man. Anyway, That is the update. We've got Claude built the basic stuff. As you can see, it can do a lot of this basic stuff, but now we are entering debug this and figure out what the heck is going wrong with it. And honestly, build some testing paths that will be reused in the future, and they will be used to verify anytime we make changes to the code. So that's just the way it's going to be. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Bye bye.